God bless you, Slee.
Let's change this up here a little bit.
Do you want some tissue and not paper towels?
When is Darvin Ham going to get fired? Is Darvin Ham the coach of this team on Monday morning?
No.
No. Okay. So they're going to have a new coach sooner than later.
Do you think I'll have to do promos over the weekend, or can they at least do it during the week?
You might get called in on a Saturday. Here's the deal, though. Darvin Ham's greatest problem was not the timeout or not that. That was bad. The problem is who they had to play. The problem is the Nuggets are not going to lose a series to them. And the reason they had to play the Nuggets is because they messed around for 50 games with a lineup that didn't make any sense. They messed around for 50 games doing something other than what got them to the Western Conference Finals the year before.
Yeah.
It was the same five guys.
Got too cute.
You got too cute. So by taking 50 games and basically lighting them on fire, you locked yourself into that
You're
bottom pack.
500 through 50, basically.
You locked yourself into 7 through 10. Mm-hmm. You're not getting out at that point. It's there's not enough runway left, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if you're in there, who are you going to play? Play the Thunder?
Of course.
You play Minnesota? You're going to play Denver.
And by the way, and even the first two that you just mentioned, which I think Minnesota probably beats the Lakers, OKC, it's the fact that you played Denver.
Yes.
It's the fact that you played Denver.
But had you played the Clippers or Dallas or Phoenix or any, okay, it's different. That's on Darvin more than anything else. And that's the part that the quote from him is something else, because he knows it's coming. Like Chris said, and I think it's the best point, is this is somebody that knew he was cooked from the moment that he walked into the interview room last night, because the package was done. The stories were written. Here's what it is. It's amazing how people can just skip the core part of having a consistency with your lineup is all predicated on health and performance. If you're coaching a team and one of your starters is like 10 games in a row just essing the bed, what are you going to do? Okay? Well, that's D'Lo, right? Is there any other question about who that could be? It has to be him, right? This is the problem. I didn't have the right guys. Figure it out. You did have the right guys. You had the same guys that were there at the end of the last season.
Do you know what their record was with those five? They were 19-6 in the regular season when it was Rui, D'Lo, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and D'Angelo Russell. 19-6.
We'll go back to we were at the golf tournament on Thursday, so it happened Wednesday night. And Anthony Davis said, we didn't know what we were doing for extended periods of time on both ends of the floor. That's basically the only thing that would be more pointed than that is Darvin Ham sucks as a coach. That's the only thing he could have put out there that would have been more on the nose than what he said. It was over at that point for Darvin Ham. But it was over way before that with the decision not to play those same five guys.
That's why I didn't pay attention. Remember, it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that story came out, and that even if it's an early exit, Darvin Ham could still, potentially be the coach of the Lakers. I'm like,
is that a trial balloon? Was that all that was? Was just hey, let's just see what the reaction is to the possibility of bringing him back?
But you already know what the reaction is going to be. And, why wouldn't you allow the playoffs to determine what you were going to do with your coach anyways? And you had moments during this playoff series, and I don't think it's a surprise, Michael Malone was doing certain things that you just didn't expect was going to come from our bench. Just wasn't.
Michael Malone said great things, by the way, about Darvin Ham.
That was weird.
I don't think it was weird. You know what it was? To me, it was the circles it's already buzzing. They already know within that circle of coaches that he's probably not going to be the coach anymore. And I think he's sympathizing with that franchise and everything else.
I think he sympathizes with the situation, but I thought it was weird. He hadn't been fired yet. And he was already talking about him. Not that what he said, they all stick up for each other, right? They're in the fraternity. If you're in the coaching fraternity, look, I'm either going to work for you one day or you're going to work for me. There's only like 60 of us, and we all move around and we share jobs. That's
likely
what it is.
Darvin would work for him.
I think that's probably more likely, yes. So I understand that they take up for one another. But that was one of those, they're going to probably fire him tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get to talk about this tomorrow. Let me just get it in right now. Hey, he's a good guy and a good coach. I like how he goes about it. He's a tough-minded guy. It was weird, the timing of it. He hadn't gotten fired yet, and he was speaking about him like he was about to be fired. That's what was weird. Not that he said it, but when he said it.
We talk about those stories, the articles, everything happened like this right after the game. Everything happened like this right after the game.
Does it happen tomorrow?
Well, what's the purpose of doing it tomorrow?
anything
Well,
that needs to be done eventually is worth doing today.
I was going to say I don't know what the point of waiting is. You know, why would they wait 2 weeks or something like that?
If the determination has been made, hey, we got to fix that, then do it today.
I think it happens. You said Monday. By the time we come Monday, I think it happens within the next.
Is there
week.
any gentleman's code in the NBA where when the playoffs are going on, we don't do stuff like that? Because in baseball, once the playoffs start, they don't really fire anybody until after they're over.
No, they fire. They'll fire. I mean, Vogel could very easily get fired at any time. I think they fire.
Maybe they can bring him back. He could do another 2 years.
That was out there on the Twitter universe yesterday.
Of course.
No one has had more than 3 years since Phil Jackson. 1, 2, or 3 since Phil. Phil Jackson was here 12 seasons ago. 1, 2, or 3 years. This will be coach number 8. And the same group that hired the first 7 is going to hire number 8. That's as big a problem as anything else. Factor Caps coming up next. It's Travis Lee, 710 ESPN.